it's Monday. Class is now done. I have this stretch of time now for the next like week or so where I'm just like basically gonna be seeing people, kind of crossing things off of my to-do list before I head home. And right now I am working on this card for Short. Every time we're like out somewhere that you can buy something, I'm like, oh, this is fun or whatever. And then he's like, but I can't buy anything because my suitcase literally exploded coming here. Anyway, so then I was like, oh my God, I want to make him an exploding suitcase card, because I make these like painted cards with like sumi ink, and I like doing it where there's like multiple panels. Anyway, so I'm just, actually don't think you can see this very well. It's probably a bit overexposed, but anyway, I've sketched here. It's like the top is like an exploding suitcase. I really don't think you can see this. Maybe you can see it now. So the top is like this exploding suitcase. The bottom is just the bottom part of the suitcase. And then you're gonna open it and there's gonna be like a bunch of stuff inside it. And then I'll probably write the card on the back side where there's no image. It's a little bit ambitious because he's leaving in 2 days, but it's been on my mind for a while and I wanna try and get it done before he leaves.
Well, that's the first.
Whoa, this feels like a lazy boy chair.
Yes.
This is the most American experience you can have in Stockholm, is sitting on this recliner.
Shouldn't it be moving also, like back and forth? Ideally.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, the old uncle like.
Yeah, exactly. Hello from the extremely temperate, beautiful, good weather Stockholm. Happy Tuesday. I'm on my way to Moderna to meet Short and his friend Zoe. And then I think we'll go to Stora Bageriet. Momentous occasion. I have had this umbrella since I was 16 years old. So practically 14 years, and it just broke. R.I.P. This has been with me so many places, and it's been my absolute pride that I've never lost it, but it just snapped in the wind. So I will bid it adieu in Stockholm, but it has come with me to Paris multiple times, to Sweden multiple times, San Francisco, probably New York, Berkeley. It's been with me everywhere. So it's lived a very good life, and now that life is done. Showing up a little worse for wear. Oh my God, I'm crazy. Oh, the wind. There, it's me, Alexandra, reporting to you live from Stockholm, also known as the city of unending coincidences. Today is Tuesday. It's the same day as these other clips, and as you may have seen, or I may have said, or I don't know what has happened so far, but I went to Moderna to meet up with Short and his friend Zoe, who I met very briefly on Sunday, but didn't really get to spend time with her. But anyway, we went to Moderna, I met them, and we or they got lunch at the restaurant cafe I had just eaten before I left the house. And so, yeah, we got lunch at the restaurant, and then we were gonna go into the museum, and we went into this installation called the Classroom, which is just like right around the corner from the restaurant. And we go into this room, and we're walking in through these glass doors, and I see this person in the room looking at the desks, and I was like, wait, what the heck? That person looks like my old professor, Alan D'Souza from UC Berkeley. And I was like, no, Alexandra, like this is not happening again. Like, you're not, that's just another person. Like, I haven't seen Alan in a long time. I don't really remember what they look like. I mean, I remember what they look like in my head, but like 8 years have passed since I've really seen them. Like, is it likely that I'm actually gonna remember what they look like? It's probably just like a person who looks like them. So anyway, we go in, and I turn to Short and I say, I think, like, I'm clearly like standing there being like, and then I was like, I think that person, I think I might know that person. And Short was like, oh, maybe, okay. And then I went kind of closer to try to get a better look. Because I was like, is that or is it not? And then I actually like couldn't tell. And I just had to say like, are you Alan? And then they looked at me and I was like, I'm Alexandra. And then I was like, Alexandra Pink, like you were my professor at UC Berkeley. And then they were like, oh my God, yeah. And then we ended up chatting for like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. And it turns out his partner, not only is his partner Swedish, his partner works at Moderna as like the head of the like host, like VECT team. It's like the basically like the host of the, the manager of the, like gallery guard team. Anyway, and so we were just sort of catching up because I literally haven't spoken to Alan since I was in school, probably, so like 8 years ago. And actually I used an essay that I wrote in the class that I took with Alan recently in this whole master's application thing. So it was very fortuitous, but it's also fortuitous because, and I've been like mulling over this a lot. I feel like how to talk about this or what to say or whatever, but I feel like the latter half of this class that I took sort of left a sour taste in my mouth, and part of that was because my paper didn't get a very good grade, because I sort of misunderstood the assignment, or like I wrote the assignment in one way, my professor wanted it another. I honestly can't remember if I've like mentioned this yet or not at this point in these videos that I've made, but it's really taken a toll on my like confidence and also my like sense of what my future holds, because I think I kind of started to get more attached to this idea that I might do this master's program or even just like continue taking classes. And I think my experience with this class, it felt like it was like really, it was good up until the point when I had to sort of like confront the feedback of my professor, and it felt like very rigid and very limiting. And I was like, this is not enabling new thought. Like, this does not feel like it's additive to my practice as a writer or like as a thinker. Anyway, so I've been having a lot of questions in my mind about what this means for my future and what this means for me as a writer, and it's just like a lot of uncertainty around like, I felt like the way that my professor sort of expected us inherently to write this academic paper was very like, in this paper I will blah 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 blah, which is not the style of academic essay that I was that was not the sort of standard at Berkeley. It was much more like, we all understand what the prompt is, and now we're just gonna like write what it is. And you had a thesis and stuff, but it was not like, in this essay I will do an intersectional analysis. Like, that's kind of like the level of like basic rigidity of like repeating the prompt that was expected in this class that I was in. Anyway, I feel like I can't do this justice, but anyway, my point is that like my experience of getting this one paper grade back for my midterm paper really just like spun me around and made me feel like, in concert with the work that I was having to do to like validate that I had done a thesis or like could write an academic paper for the master's application, it made me feel like my whole education was for naught, and like that I had somehow skated by at Berkeley, just like writing papers that weren't really academic, but like I got a good grade, or I don't know what, like it totally kind of like spun my head around. And yeah, but I guess I've been thinking about like what is the kind of writing that I'm doing, and what is it that interests me, and what is it that makes sense for me to do. Like, does it make sense for me to go do a performance studies master's if it's going to absolutely suck the joy out of theater making and like writing? I don't want to suck the joy out of those things. Those things bring me a lot of joy, and I don't need to sort of submit myself to the sort of arbitrary rules of an institution that I don't even necessarily agree with, or like have no sort of level of respect, or no level of like real there's no like I can't point to any scholarship specifically like coming out of this particular institution and be like, yeah, I want to write like that. So then it doesn't totally make sense for me to like bow to the pressures of the particular kind of academic writing that this particular institution wants a student to produce. Anyway, so it was very fortuitous then to run into this professor today, because it just sort of felt like right in the moment when I needed it. Like literally right before I left the house to go to the museum, I was talking to my best friend on the phone, who is in his PhD at Yale in anthropology, and I had sent him my paper because I was like, what did I miss here? Like, you know, and he had said like, your paper, I thought it was good, and it was like very literary, and like you can kind of tell it's not like a literature review in the academic sense. Sorry, this is really in the weeds, but it's not really a literature review in the academic sense, but like you can almost tell that like you're writing about this performance analysis from an artist's perspective, like the things that you notice are particularly kind of like artistic, I guess. I don't know. So it meant a lot, or came at a very fortuitous time to run into my old professor today. Not to mention it feels like yet another weird coincidence to like have these people sort of like crossing my path in this way. But it was really nice. And at the end of the conversation, they said, like, I can't wait to go back to the department and tell them that I saw you, and like, they said like you were such a like you were such a standout student that like everybody's gonna remember you and be really excited to hear about how you're doing. And I'm still in touch with my thesis advisor. I see her around, but it was just, I think I needed to hear that. I know that grades and school and all this, it's like very like external validation, but I think I really needed I just needed that today. And it was just nice and funny to see someone from such a different context here. I don't know how this keeps happening. Maybe it just feels notable because I'm far from home, but gosh, I don't know. It just feels like there's some sort of like odd pull to here, and like me seeing people from my life here, which is just so funny. I loved the surrealism exhibit at the museum. I kind of like initially as I was walking past, I was about to write it off, but then I went in and I really loved a lot of the like black and white film that they were showing. And encouragingly, in the midst of all of this soul searching around writing and academia and producing thought and all of this stuff, encouragingly, when I saw these films, like already these sorts of like fragments of language and thoughts about sort of like the bounded plane and image reality and black and white and all of that, and like photographic image and all these things started coming to mind, which I think is just an encouraging sign that like the natural production of language and thought around these inputs is not something that's going to be crushed by this singular academic experience that I've had. And And I think it just felt good to be in a museum environment, seeing stuff that was like stimulating and exciting and inspiring, because it reminded me what a privilege it is to be an artist. And it just sort of felt like it like recentered me, where I feel like I was sort of thinking about going down this academic path, and of course I still may and I still could, but like it just felt like actually the fact of me like being an artist it's like a hard-won truth about myself that I took years to painstakingly come to, and it was nice to be reminded of why that remains true and like a core sort of important thing to my life and person. Oh, hello. It's midday Wednesday. I thought that I would, in an effort to be productive, I have decided to take my computer and go over to Filmhuset and work from there for a while. I have some stuff to catch up on for my job, and I think it's funny because my class only met once a week, but I really had a routine going there where I would like go to campus Monday, Tuesday, go to class on campus also Wednesday, Thursday, like reset, Friday, something else, I don't know. But without that structure, yeah, I'm a bit like lost with what to do. So I need to make these little tasks for myself. But yeah, catching up on work, and then later I have a meeting, and then this evening, tragic, getting last dinner with Greta and Short, because Short is leaving tomorrow. So this is our last chance to see each other all together. Very sad about that. And I did also this morning finish Short's exploding suitcase card, which I'm really happy with. So these pants I call my anti-Swedish pants, because the first time I came to Sweden, I was wearing these pants, which I love, and everyone was staring at me. But I continue to wear them sort of as an act of rebellion, but they're also really good for traveling because they have huge pockets. So you just gotta do what works for you, you know? Yay, I have returned on my very windy, chilly way home. I was craving a little treat, a cinnamon bun, so I decided I would take all my pant, recycle it, and use my winnings to buy myself a bun, which I have done. A bun and a croissant, because I gotta use it up. Now I have like a little less than 2 hours until my meeting. So I'm gonna just hang out. I got a bunch of work done at Filmhuset, which is great. And I've been looking at some classes also for next fall, which got me excited again. I think I saw, as I was walking to Filmhuset, I was walking past SKH, which is Stockholm's konstnärliga högskolan. Wow, that's actually quite hard to say. Stockholm's konstnärliga högskolan. Yeah. And also Filmhuset is like, there are classes taught there for Stockholm's Universitet, but I think I'm not going to let myself be totally dissuaded by my experience in this class. I still think that I am craving the continued experience of school, and I think that for what I wanted to get out of it, actually, I've gotten like 100% in terms of like, I really wanted to have a cohort. I wanted to be in that like kind of like communal feeling of learning. And I think I really got that. And so now I think maybe it's just a question of like finding a class that's maybe a bit better suited to what it is that I actually want. to be doing in a class, so I'm looking at some interesting looking writing classes at SKH. But yeah, I'm gonna rest, I'm tired. On my way to meet Greta and Stuart for one last dinner. Oh my god, so bittersweet, so sad. Like when we were talking
Hi.
about Mr. Longfinger.
Would you be interested in buying a house or property at Birch Street?
No, Birch.
Birch
No, would
Street?
you? No. We picked up a spam call.
We did. What was it? No, she was
Well,
it Heather?
okay,
Was she
here's the
called
thing.
Heather or was she looking for Heather?
She was named Heather.
She was named Heather.
But she was looking
but
for
then
Michael.
you denied her
Somehow-
identity.
So yeah, but somehow.
Hi, this is Heather. No.
But somehow, my phone number has been associated with a man named Michael living in Wisconsin for several years because I always get texts about like elections in Wisconsin.
Oh.
And different stuff, and I'm just like, I'm not Michael, and I don't live in Wisconsin.
I don't know Michael.
But at least Michael's a Democrat.
Oh,
So
okay,
I can
that's
get
good.
behind that.
That's fun. But I think you need to make up a backstory for Michael.
Yeah, let's develop
I'm
his
so
character
sorry
now.
he cannot come to the
I
phone right
feel
now.
a-
He's really busy, you know, with psoriasis and stuff.
I feel a script coming on.
Yeah.
There
Oh.
it is.
There. I have no clue where we're going. I trust you. Please be trusted.
This is like,
was
this is
moving.
like a guest host. Guest host of my video.
Yes. This is a takeover, guys. We're having a great time. Yes. So, what kind of food do we have?
We had ramen.
You had a baby corn.
I had baby
Oh,
corn.
well, you had...
Tofu hearts.
You had, I think, the bait part,
wet
and then the
soup to
baby
go.
corn is in here. Oh, but
They and then
I said that was all you were able to eat.
yeah. A fun fact about me.
No stomach.
No, I
No
can't.
stomach.
I can barely eat anything. But it's so inconvenient because I get hungry.
Yeah.
I got.
Will you eat that now later when
Absolutely.
you're laying in bed?
No,
Incaffeinizza.
I will probably eat this for breakfast.
Oh, yes.
Yummy.
I learned that today that Alexandra enjoys a savory breakfast.
Love.
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 I sometimes call it Japanese breakfast.
Oh, yes.
Like the band.
Like the band.
And you slurped very
I'm going to
appropriately.
display tomorrow on a treadmill. The play's
On
on
a treadmill?
The play's on a treadmill.
Explain.
Wait, let's check the menu
This
to make
is
sure.
so
we can
French.
sit.
What the fuck?
Yeah. We can just get there. Well, yeah, there's a big table right there's tables. Let's sit here.
Yeah,
See?
we're going to Cafe Nizza.
It's a Thursday.
I'm in the churchyard right now in Santa Claras kyrka. Because I'm on my way to Issues Gallery to see a very short play that will happen on a treadmill. Short is leaving today, which is sad, and it makes the whole end is nigh feeling feel very nigh indeed. And I found out that I was admitted to the Performance Studies Masters this morning, and I have no idea what I want to do about that. I think I was kind of hoping that I would not be admitted so that I wouldn't have to make a choice about it. Also, yesterday I found all these like freestanding courses in kind of like writing for artists and stuff at Stockholm's konstnärliga högskolan, and that looked quite interesting and exciting. So now I'm like once again thinking, okay, do I do this? And the answer is I don't know. I guess it's nice to have been admitted, and it assuages some of my fears, I suppose, that like the papers that I submitted were like not good enough, but doesn't fix the problem of like what I'm gonna do. So we'll see.
High school, like, oh my God. And I'm like,
I'm heading home, and my plan is to eat an ice cream bar. Number one, very important. Number two, lie down. Very important. Number three, maybe work on this little piece of writing that I'm putting together after going to that huge air quotes play today. Not to be a hater, but. And then finally, number four, saying goodbye to the lentil soup that's waiting for me in my fridge and ordering Thai food. Sorry, it's gotta be done. I'm just feeling like I need warmth and comfort. I feel like I might be getting a cold, which simply is not allowed. Oh, and very importantly, number five, book travel to Copenhagen for next week and book a hotel in Malmö, because I think I'm going to stay in Malmö for a couple of days before I go home. On the next stop of my goodbye tour, I'm going to get lunch with my friend Martin. I was really craving a sandwich today, like a real San Francisco deli sandwich. Well, this is not going to be that, but they still look like they're good sandwiches, so I'm excited. It's a beautiful day, and we're going to sit outside, and that's going to be really nice. Just hanging out with the horses.
Did you wash your crows? Did you wash your filthy, stinking crows? My grandfather said, always remember, you come from people who wash after work. Migration can change a family. Some die before the end, others born along the way.
Hello, what a great day. So, I was just at the Mint Poetry Festival, which I got a ticket for a long time ago because this poet that I have kind of followed for a long time, C.A. Conrad, was reading, and I was like, oh my god, what an excellent opportunity to see them read. But then my day today was kind of like overbooked, so then I was kind of thinking like maybe I just will skip it. But I'm so glad that I didn't, because it was really good. I am leaving halfway through, and now I'm going to go meet Berta at Söstrarna Gröna on Drottninggatan, and then we're gonna get a fika, and then we're gonna come back here to Adolf Fredriks to see my friend Greta's choir concert. So it's a good day.
Välkomna hit till vår konsert vi valt att kalla worship, där dyrkan får många uttryck.
Well,
And we've been there once before.
I was gonna say good morning, but it's definitely not morning anymore. I'm on my way to go meet Greta for a little coffee, and then think she's gonna come over to my apartment and see if there's anything she wants to take, because I'm needing to trim down on, or just kind of give away some of the like household stuff that I have. But yeah, I just spent the morning kind of like cleaning, starting to get packed. Yesterday was very eventful. I went to the poetry festival at Mint, which was really good, and then met Berta for a fika. Well, first we went to Grana to pick up some stuff. I really wanted to, or I thought it would be nice to get some little like gifts for people, so I got a couple little things, and then we had fika, and then we went to Greta's concert, which was really nice. It was even better than I was expecting, and part of their program was one of my favorite like gospel songs, which was fun. And then after that, Greta and I, Greta's American, but it just like feels like it's like easier to say Greta when I'm just, I don't know. Anyway, but we went to the after party for her choir at this very nice big typ like våning style apartment in Vasastan. So it was nice but very jam-packed day. Like I don't usually stack that many activities. So I was exhausted afterwards. Anyway, now it's just sort of like the wind down period, which is always tough, but trying to make the most of it.
What did you do this morning?
Just laid in bed and trying to feel less like shit.
I was